everybody, Foley here for Foley Fables Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. So, previously, on Ghost Trick, we were playing Cecil, newly deceased, who has, before passing on to the afterlife, has discovered that he can hang around for a couple of hours and is trying to use that time to basically figure out who killed him, possibly foil their nefarious schemes and what have you. Through the course of the story, we have come across a couple of different characters. Lynn, who was there when we died, trying to see what her connection was with it. Apparently she was supposed to meet us, but we died before that meeting could happen, but it turned out no, that meeting did happen, and we died during it. Sure looks like she shot us. She has no memory of it happening. What else happened? We tried to rescue a detective that Lynn wanted to get free from prison because he was there for trumped up charges. We were unsuccessful, but we have discovered that his daughter has been kidnapped. So we are now in pursuit of those kidnappers and trying to rescue the daughter, and then hopefully figure out why everybody wanted to kill Cecil. I don't know, it's been a while. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. Anyway, jump back into it. It's chapter 12, that is the same save. Looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Jowd's daughter, Kamala, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. Lynn is not happy. I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. So we're here at the Justice Minister's office because these kidnappers were trying to force through the death penalty for Detective Jowd. Sort of jump the queue, if you will, by several years to get him killed tonight for some reason. We don't know why, haven't discovered why exactly. But as it turns out, they've kidnapped the wrong person, Kamala, and as it turns out, the Justice Minister's wife and daughter live very close by. They live very close to each other, and it seems the kidnappers kidnapped the wrong girl, basically. But the kidnappers have been holed up in Kamala's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone. What, Kamala? Why do they have Kamala? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. Looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. Poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. Then there are those other twists, too. The kidnappers winding up and using Kamala's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could be just a coincidence. And then sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. Just don't understand any of it. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister. It wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. How can I believe in you? I'm a realist. If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and... I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. You won't? It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing? If she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, the execution isn't carried out tonight. A hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? Okay, I don't know who this is, so I'm just going to go to regular voice. Hooey, that's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. I kind of had a feeling it was this guy, though. Miss me, baby? Inspector Cavanella! I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. Wow. This guy goes to yoga. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Jowd! Detective Jowd, I'm so sorry. I tried. Don't admit to it, Lynn. I know that you're innocent. Just can't prove it. So sorry. Lynn. I gave him kind of a shitty Russian accent tonight. Please don't apologize to me. Ah, the beautiful love between a teacher and student brings a tear to my eye. Your time. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cavanella? The execution was tonight. I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. You're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Jowd could never have done such a thing. Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty. And two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? That's the case. Why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here. Brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons. Were all those rumors about you true? The only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Jowd, I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But... Can I even do anything? No, I don't want to go to you. I don't want to go to you. Go away. Can I do anything with this spear? No. Can I talk to Jowd? Oh, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping? Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's their demand? Carrying out of your execution. Tonight. Ha 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 ha! I had no idea I was so hated. But the Minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the Minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla. What? Camilla? Checked it out for myself. I'm positive. Let's fix that first. What happens when I play too much off stream as well? No, it can't be. By the way, Kamala told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago. It's Kamala herself. What? What are you talking about? Don't listen to him. I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. But when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Kamala won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. Just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease Is your own? Is yours. Is it true? What Kamala said? Why don't you tell us what you know? To be honest, I still didn't understand what happened that day. It was my wife, Alma's birthday. We came from work and she went in first. What was that noise? I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camila. Just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my, that's so horrible. Camila told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. It had an impossible move. An impossible move? Like somebody ghost tricked us? It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I'd convinced everyone of, even me. But tonight, you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. Powers of the dead, right? That day, in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers. Somebody there. Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know. Kidnappers who abducted Kamala knew about those powers. Doesn't mean they can use them, though. This is no ordinary kidnapping. Looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was. Detective Chowd. There's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die? Camila was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption. First was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right, that was an antique gun I'd had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid. Cupid? It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it. Or ghost tricked it. I don't know what to say. I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camila. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. What kind of adjustment? The gun, of course. Gun, huh? Come to think of it. There was no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking. That gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What? You mean? And that detective still thinks it's a music box. That's what was in the box, huh? I got the different murder weapon ready to give to the police, my own pistol. I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into it. When I was all done, I turned myself in. Detective Jowd, what you told us just now true? Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time? Trying to solve the case that started 5 years ago. Didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course, little Kamala didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm gonna prove it. For Kamala's sake! That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Detective Jowd. Lynn, where is that music box now? In Tamsic Park. Kamala left it there. The gun is important evidence. You'd better go pick it up. Saying all of this in front of the other inspector? Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Cecil, take care of Detective Jowd. Do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side. And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say. Who are you talking to? What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you with a special seat just for you, baby. Then I guess we'd better prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. They want to save Kamila in more ways than one. That's all there is to it. I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. How the fuck does he get that low? As you wish, Your Excellency. Please don't bow down to me. And especially not that low. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir. Fucking has his own chair. The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Please show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate. Take time. Glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now. I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Jowd's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jowd or Kamala dies. Gotta do something about that kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped. She isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever gonna answer that phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right. But the telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is only family members can solve a family problem. A Mr. Ghost. Yes. I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. You're the only one who can change the situation. Gee, detective. For these past 5 years, Kamala is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. Key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter. Is there a way? No, don't talk to him. No, stop trying to talk to him. Alright. Is this one? Yes. Alright, the return to this apartment. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jout's heart. The chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. Getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight is related back to me in some way. And I bet this mistake-ridden abduction does too. I feel like we're the criminal mastermind behind all this, and we just died before we could pull any of it off. I visited the novelist apartment again, hoping to be able to do something about this mistaken identity kidnapping. As long as there's any possibility that it could be his own daughter who was kidnapped, I doubt the Justice Minister will call off the execution tonight. Key to dispelling the Minister's doubts is now in bed, coughing. I need to use this key before that prison van arrives to pick up our death row inmate. My darling angel, oh, just listen to that cough. Your naughty thing. Did you leave your nice warm bed to go out into the night to play? Order after my own heart. But I must confess, I didn't even notice you were gone. I didn't go out to play. I went to buy Papa a birthday present. He said he wanted a new lighter. Well, that's no reason to go out this late at night. My fever finally went down. I could barely move before that. Well, look what it brought you. Your fever is worse now than ever. Here's to the feverish passion of my darling angel. Mama. Yes, darling? Let's call Papa and wish him a happy birthday, even though it's already past midnight. Not tonight, Emily. I hate you. Looks like this little girl was safe all along. I already knew that, but I'm still relieved all the same. And there's another lucky development too. Emily wants to call her father. Now if I can just make use of that feeling somehow, that would surely bring the Justice Minister around. Trick time. Alright. In the fin. Phone. Oh, don't stop her. Don't stop her. Emily, I told you you couldn't call him tonight. Why not? Listen to me, Emily. Your father is about to make a big mistake. I want him to reconsider. What do you know about it, Mama? He's the one who's the Justice Minister, you know? All you do is write weird novels. Uh-oh. What do you mean, weird? How dare you disparage my romantic expressions? Now you've really made me angry, you really have. How do you expect me to forgive such an insult? Yep. I hate you. There. I'll be keeping my eye on you now, so you won't do anything else mischievous. Like calling your father. I hate you. I can hear you, you know. I'm saying it loud enough. What a pair. I don't know what this family's issues are. I do know I have to do something about this lady so Emily can call. Okay. Do anything. Right. flames of anger in this lady's heart. I want to give Amelie a chance to use the telephone. I have to think of a way to keep her mother out of the way. The rat will piss her off. Well, having a good time, are we, little rodent? Sorry, Mr. Rat. Sweet dreams! Oh. Do you fancy the vintage, my whiskered friend? It's more powerful than I thought. Looks like she tipped the wall candelabra to one side, too. Think of those candles. The feeling I've seen something very similar to that quite recently. It's almost like we're reusing assets. Can't get to it at the moment. Oh heavens, a blackout at a critical time like this? Of course, dim lights suit my story of love very well, but I myself am not very fond of the dark. This chandelier just narrowly missed the back of my head. I love the thrill of romance, but I don't need these kinds of thrills, thank you. Impressive. Oh, what a wonderful atmosphere. Perfect for a clandestine meeting in the dusky twilight. Perfect time. Don't exactly know how this situation came about. I think I owe that rat an apology. Rat seems to be unconscious. Now that the room has changed into this, maybe I can use it somehow. Unconscious, huh? I think he's dead, but okay. Can't get there. Damn it. Oh, mate, if I latch it now, will it... Oh, I can't latch it back. He might trap his tail and then he'd wake up. Right, this might set his tail on fire though. What a naughty chandelier! Oh! Impressive! Such insolence! Damn, she's really good. It's twice she managed to dodge like that. Who knew she was a dodging champion? I'm starting to get annoyed. Try that again. I'll get her this time. Damn it. I assume there's no actual way to get her. Oh, never mind. You have to get her in the center. Mama? I'm sorry, Mama. I'm too dizzy. I can't get up. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. Just to the weakness of my darling angel. The chandelier is on there tighter than her wedding band. She won't be able to escape on her own. Ah! Help! Help! What is going on here? Emily, look! Do you see this? Help me, please! Sorry, I'm too sick. I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning, so I guess you'll just have to stay up there spinning too. Looks like this lady won't be going anywhere for a while. Now the little girl can call her father. The trouble is, she can't reach it. Guess I'll just have to deliver it to her. Oh, that's right. The angle of those candles. I saw something very similar just recently, didn't I? Did, but I honestly don't know how it's going to help us. I recall the novelist said she didn't like the dark. Don't want her thrashing around any more than she is already. Better not put out the lamp right now. Okay. It's not gonna help. If I make it swing harder... No. You do anything now. There we go. Sorry about this, Mr. Rat. Now I really owe that poor rat an apology. This might be a really good chance for me too. I have to get that phone to Emily. You can do it, Mr. Rat. Mama! Oh, what in the world is going on here? Oh, goody. Excuse me a minute while I call Papa, okay, Mama? It'll only be a minute. Don't you dare, Emily! I won't have it! Hello, Papa?
Emily? Is that you?
Of course it is, silly. Who did you think?
Oh, they said you were... Bro, never mind, it's nothing.
Silly old Papa. Happy birthday!
Birthday? Oh, right, it was my birthday today, wasn't it?
I'm sorry we couldn't celebrate tonight. Thanks to mean old Mama.
Oh, your mean old mama. I mean your mother. What is she up to right now?
Well, she's certainly up, all right. My stubborn mother's kind of tied up at the moment.
Get me down!
She needs to be taught a lesson for causing us so much trouble.
No, Emily. I'm the one who was wrong.
Huh?
Did you tell your mother I'm sorry?
What do you have to be sorry about?
I was just about to make a terrible mistake. It's all right now.
Oh, okay.
You're still young, there's a lot I can tell you right now. I can't
can't tell you, brother.
The job of Justice Minister is very complicated, you see.
Okay.
But just remember, you're always the most important thing to your mother and me. Did you do something naughty to your mother? If you did, I want you to apologize.
I don't think I did anything. But okay, I'll apologize.
That's a good girl.
Okay, Papa, have a good night. I love you.
I love you too, Emily. Good night, sweetheart.
Mama? I'm sorry?
My goodness, why the sudden change?
I guess I was wrong about you. I didn't understand.
Oh, Emily.
Thought all you ever did was write these weird novels. That mistake, that makes me a little sad. Papa said that the job of Justice Minister was complicated.
Yes, your father's job is very, very complicated and difficult. That's why I couldn't talk to you about most of it. But you're right. I shouldn't treat you like such a little girl anymore. You're growing up after all.
I promise to stop calling your novels weird and try actually reading them.
What? Oh, maybe you'd better wait until you're at the level for that.
Okay.
So, Emily, if you're feeling a little more charitable towards your old mama, do you think you could let me down?
Oh, you know I would love to do that, but I'm just feeling too dizzy and sick right now.
Night on this holiest of nights, my deadline. It looks like the only thing pressing on me will be this chandelier. Here's to Papa and Mama's darling angel.
All of a sudden, everybody's getting along again. It's such an abrupt change, I can't understand it. It's what family is all about. In any case, the situation has changed dramatically now. Just hope the mysteries of me can be cleared up as quickly as the furrows on this minister's brow. I don't know where Kamala is, but at least now the Justice Minister's doubts are dispelled. He'll go back to his office where everybody is waiting for the prison van. Minister's family now has their smiles and harmony back. Kamala is still in the hands of the kidnappers. I decided to go back to the Justice Minister's office. Surprisingly, the minister's brow is still just as furrowed as ever, quite unlike a father who has just learned his daughter is safe. Seems to still be in the depths of despair. Yeah, because Kamala is still on the hook for death. Her father isn't killed. The atmosphere in this room is very different now. I seem to have an air of unfocused anxiety. I get the feeling something big is going to happen.
I just found out that my daughter is safe. I'd like to express my gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for my daughter's sake and for mine.
He's going to turn around and kick down in the balls. No need to thank us, Mr. Minister. It was nothing. What did he do? But one question. Can't help but notice. Your daughter is safe. And yet you still look unhappy. How about a little smile for us?
Of course.
There is still the matter of the other kidnapping victim. Is that really the only thing that troubles you, Mr. Minister?
Please, let me think in peace till the prison van arrives.
Big time. I wonder if Lynn is at the park yet. Until we get her report, I guess I'll just have to wait here. This continued distress of the ministers. Is there really something more to it, like the inspector in white said? Yeah, what's up, Minister? Hello, Justice Minister. I bet you finally admit I do exist.
That thank you I expressed, that was meant for you. You're a ghost, aren't you? And you have the power to control and manipulate people, don't you?
Well, I don't have that kind of power. I can't control you.
We've actually known you now. We've actually known, you know, for quite a while now. I had no idea they were the powers of the dead,
Of ghosts? Known about what? We knew about the existence of somebody who could control others and manipulate her. What is this? That's why your execution order caused me so much anguish, Detective Jard. Mr. Minister, why don't you just tell us everything you know? Yes, I suppose I should. You need to hear it all. All about the huge mistake this foolish man made. There are some cases in this country right now that are under a top-secret investigation. Of course, you wouldn't have known about them, Detective Jard. Right. They don't share too much top-secret information with the inmates in prison. There are 3 prisoners, including you, in the special prison you just escaped from. All 3 cases have certain points in common. They do they? Tell us more. The rock singer, who leaked national secrets in his lyrics during a TV broadcast. The curry-loving fellow who took the chief commissioner hostages at the Metro Police Department. Neither of these men had a motive for their crime, and both of their crimes were impossible. Impossible. The curry lover had no way of knowing how to infiltrate the commissioner's office, and the rock singer had no way of knowing the national secrets he leaked. Special Investigation Unit submitted an investigative report to me on them. They concluded that these men's criminal acts were not of their own volition. But how could that be? The theory the unit came up with was the existence of a manipulator. Manipulator, huh? That's when the special prison was established, as a facility to research that theory. Some unknown power has been at work. These past several years, Inspector Cabanella has been studying these cases. He has he? Manipulating someone into committing a criminal act, according to the inspector. First case of its kind was a locked room murder involving our nation's best detective. Are you trying to say I was manipulated somehow into shooting Alma? I appreciate the theory, but unfortunately, I don't recall being controlled by anybody. It's just not possible to manipulate another's behavior like that. Powers certainly don't work on living creatures. That's what I thought when I first heard the theory too. However, I was seriously mistaken, and it proved to be a big mistake. What? You mentioned a mistake. Could you tell us about it? I suppose everybody here has the right to know. Alright, fine. I'll speak out loud so that Inspector Cabanella... I need to get sleep. Inspector Cabanella can hear this too. There is something that I'd like the 2 of you to hear. About a mistake I made. Inspector Cabanella, when you first made that report about a manipulator, I'm afraid I didn't believe it at all. Impossible, I thought. Perfectly understandable, Mr. Minister. But I was wrong. That kind of power does exist. And I learned the truth of that firsthand. What's this? Nani? A month ago, I signed the order to carry out Detective Child's execution. However, that act wasn't of my own volition. I was being controlled. What? You never told me about this, Mr. Minister. That is a big pen. This. What's going on? What am I doing? No, I mustn't sign it. Okay, just scrunch it up. Okay. Wait! Don't deliver that document. Did you not hear that part? That's when it started.
That's when all of my fear, despair, and suffering began.
Fear, despair, and/or suffering.
At the time, it didn't even cross my mind that I had been manipulated. My memory of the event was only hazy at best.
So the memory of being manipulated doesn't clearly remain, huh?
Signing execution orders is part of a justice minister's job. At the time, I just thought my psyche was rebelling against the task. But the next day it dawned on me. I remembered Inspector Cabanel's report on the existence of a manipulator. As a Minister of Justice, I couldn't admit what had happened to me. I only signed the execution order because I was being controlled. If a thing like that got out, this nation's judicial system would crumble. Besides, I had no evidence to present that I had actually been controlled. So in the end, I couldn't admit to anybody what had happened.
I suppose. But it sounds a bit like an excuse. You should have at least told us, Mr. Minister.
Yes, I know. I should have. I was running away from the problem. Then my wife found out I was worried about something.
Well, if you go around with an expression like that, I guess it's bound to happen.
I explained to her, and she was dead set against the way I was handling it. If you don't withdraw that order and tell everyone the truth immediately, I'm moving out. And then, with the kidnapping tonight, with it thrust under my nose like that, I could no longer deny my mistake. This manipulator comes upon us from somewhere unseen. That's why I've been keeping my distance from everybody.
That's why you've been telling people to stay back. So there's somebody else besides me with the powers of the dead. I'm fine with that. After all, I already knew about a certain desk lamp. What I'm not fine with is the fact that the person can control and manipulate living creatures. That's certainly not something I can do. Apparently, different ghosts get different ghost tricks.
But I never imagined that tonight I would find out where this kind of power comes from.
Where it comes from?
Inspector Cabanella. This manipulator is a ghost, a departed spirit. A spirit? As a matter of fact, there's a ghost talking to us right now.
What did you say? Joe, don't tell me you can hear this ghost too. Let's say the only person who can't hear him is you. Spirit, ghosts, gods in heaven. Excuse me, Mr. Minister, I suddenly have some urgent business to attend to. I recommend you think long and hard before making your final decisions, sir.
Inspector!
This is Lynn. I'm at the park.
We've been waiting to hear from you. Have you found the evidence?
Well, the situation here is kind of difficult to explain. Cecil, if you're there, come to the park immediately.
Looks like your help is needed, Cecil.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? Trick time. Alright, I'm outie. Okay, who's dead? Then calls, and I oblige. Take off toward Thamesic Park, a place where clearly something big is taking place. The manipulator. A person whose very existence sheds new light on everything. Detective Child's crime, the execution orders, and even my own death. Could it be? Could Lynn have been manipulated into shooting me? 14. Temsig Park, site of the little Lady Camilla's abduction tonight, and the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Jeff, there's Lynn. Wonder why our lady detective was looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead. What did she find? Check time. Huh? What's he doing here?
Let me spend a moment's time with you, my love. The world will not end if the food delivery is a little late.
A little late. It's already ice cold. Okay, does he lean his head back at some point? Come on, Girdle. Oh, I have swing harder. Alright. This help me at all? No, I don't think so. Hang on. I got this thing spinning pretty fast. Put much effort into it. It's quite a bit of power and speed for a piece of playground equipment. Just imagine all the poor kids who get flying all over the park. Meow. Oh, there you are, Cecil. Your dejected expression, I gather. You didn't find what you were looking for. Right. Can't find the music box anywhere. I found something else instead. Something horrible. Horrible. What is it? That guy. There, in the grass. You better see for yourself. Ah, goody. Looks like a dead body. It nearly died when I saw it. I suppose now that we found it, we can't just leave it there, can we? No, I suppose not.
Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the Rock of the God. You there!
Talking to me, aren't you?
I have some leaflets for you. Leaflets I know you'll be very interested in. I urge you to pursue it thoroughly, examine it in detail.
But never mind that right now. Do you remember your name?
My name? My name? What does my name matter when there are important things to worry about?
Okay.
Come now and study these tracks with me, my brother. Come and learn about the Rock of the Gods with me. The night is no longer young. As a matter of fact, daybreak is approaching, but we are young.
Look, I don't have time to get involved in your way of life. But I am interested in your way of death. So, let's go back. Back to 4 minutes before your death.
And so I made up my mind. I resolved to live here in the park and defend it. Okay, well, what does that have to do with this Rock of the Gods you mentioned? Oh, you still don't appear to understand. It's written quite clearly in this fourth leaf, in great detail. Excuse me, but I have to use the restroom. I'm coming! Just hold on! I'll be right there! I've located the target, beauty. A girl of the right age, coming out of the right apartment building at the right time. Yes, my dear, I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young lady. Won't you come with me? Ah! Oh gods, what do I do? What should I do? I have to do something. Ah. Huh. What in the world? What just happened? Oh, that's Mino. Mino, the mascot, the symbol of Thameslink Park? Forget about the name of that big creepy lump of concrete. Talking about the way it changed direction. Did you see that? Yes, I did. We witnessed it with our own eyes. The power of the rock of the gods. That was the power of the gods. The power of the gods saved that little girl. And that same power very deliberately crushed you instead. Yes, precisely. That is called the mischief of the gods. Was it the mischief of the gods, or was it a ghost trick? It couldn't have been a ghost trick. A ghost trick could change the direction of something heavy in midair. Wait a minute. What if there was somebody with much greater powers than me? Trick time. Look at that. There's another flame besides mine. Oh, so that is the flame of a god, is it? But hold on. Your spirit is a flame too, isn't it? Yeah, so. Pardon me, but are you a god? I sincerely doubt it. Last minute, that big lump of concrete made a huge swing to one side. That was probably the flames doing. Who could it be? I definitely believe it's either a god or somebody god related. Maybe I better try talking to this person. What the? Person with much greater powers than me? It's, please be missile, please be missile. You. Hey! Yeah! Yes! Teasel! Oh my, it's Missile! You look well for being dead. Did you see? Did you see what I did? I did it! I tried really hard and I did it! I saved Miss Kamala! You're telling me I was done in by a puppy dog? Missile, what's going on? How did you get the powers of the dead? I'm glad you asked! After Miss Kamala went out and you left... I worked like crazy to make my own path, and I did it! Oh, did he fucking kill himself? Oh, no, good stuff. Then I followed Miss Kamala out into the big wide world. And then, here at this park, I found her at last. Yeah, you guessed it, I barked, you bet I did, and I went running after her too. Oh no! Again? Then, I guess I died. Then I was unconscious for a little while. When I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Kamala. Crushed under that big scary lump. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I'm so sorry, little lady. Please forgive me. Miss Kamala! I had to rescue Miss Kamala. It was up to me. Cried out from the depths of my heart. And then... Can't tell you how surprised I was, but I bet you understand it, right? Better than probably anybody else could. And I remembered what you did for me, how you saved me. So... You
You went back, right? Back to 4 minutes before the little lady's death. You bet I did!
Yes, my dear, I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side.
That's my chance! I thought I saw the core! It looks pretty far. I stretched out my paw toward the core. Oh, how I felt at that moment. Love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Cecil. Go ahead and try it for yourself. Okay, he has a long reach. I can't believe it. How could you connect over such a great distance? Well, they don't call me Missile for nothing. So then you manipulated that Mino thing and threw it aside.
Right on top of my head.
No, actually. Huh? I can't manipulate things like you can, Cecil. You can't. How did you? I didn't know what to do. Then I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core too. Single leaf hanging from the tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf. What in the world? I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is. Swap things with the same shape. Go ahead and try it. Press swap. That's incredible. So that's how you saved your mistress, is it?
That's how I became caught up in this, is it?
I'm very sorry.
My powers were too meager.
Meager? Because you see, I saw one more. I happened to notice one more core. Something with the exact same shape stuck in the branches of a tree. Hey, you're right. Mino could be swapped again with that.
And disaster wouldn't have to rain down on my head.
What is that thing? It's too big to be a leaf.
Whatever it is, I'd much prefer it on my head than Mino.
So why didn't you swap the missile?
I couldn't. I can stretch out my paw a little further than you can, Cecil. But this was just too far for me. I couldn't reach. I must admit it's a fascinating spectacle of a death, if I do say so myself. I kept retrying over and over, seeing if there was anything I could do.
But there's something you could do now.
Huh?
We work together, you and me.
Cecil, you think so?
I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Think you could help me?
Of course! Naturally!
So, I'm gonna drop that Mino thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again. 4 minutes before...
And then we go back to 4 minutes before Missile's death, right? Save Missile.
Alright, let's get started. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap Mino with the... Then you have to swap Mino with something else. Something with the same shape.
Oh, I believe that's a rugby ball.
Okay, rugby ball, huh? The rugby ball where it is now, Missile can't reach it. That means I have to move it closer somehow. Like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile.
Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just press that button. That way you'll be able to control me. And then if you press the button...
Control will come back to me.
Okay, let's try it. Together we can stop Mino from hurting anybody.
To time. Alright, Missile. Your powers are the key this time.
Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything that has the same shape. Just call on me if you find anything you want to try.
Probably the best thing to do is just try a bunch of things and see how it goes.
See something we can swap, I should use or two.
Okay.
Can't really go anywhere from here.
Sorry about all this trouble, Cecil. If only my paw could reach a little further. Gotta swap that big lump one more time. I'll do with that rugby ball in the tree nearby. It's alright, that's what we're gonna do now, together. I gotta give it my best. Best thing to do. Find a path to that rugby. Cool. I can't actually get back now. I think I may have screwed myself here. Okay. Right, now I can get going. Seriously, can I still not reach those? These don't count as connected. Look at this funny flattened ball! It's the same shape as that horrible Mino. But it's too far to swap from here.
Even this ball is starting to look horrible to me.
I have to find a way to get this ball closer to that Mino thing.
I'll get down from the tree, I say.
Must be something we can do. That's so heavy I can't move it very much. Hey, because of that swap I made. Guess a little ball is about all the weight I can handle. Are you fucking serious? Here comes that man, fast enough to scare even a quick little doggy like me. Oh, that rugby ball's still in the tree.
Ah, behold, the recklessness of youth.
Yes, that recklessness of yours that's causing us so much trouble.
No one can stop the recklessness of youth.
Can't stop it. I guess we're gonna have to find a way to make it work for us.
But if he comes running too fast, we don't have time to get ready.
Looks like figuring out what to do with his recklessness is the key.
What do you think of my lightning fast pace?
I wish you would knock it off, that's what I think. We don't have time to repair. We're gonna have to find a way to stop him from running.
As far as I can see, the only way to do that is to use the playground equipment.
What?
You know, the seesaw, the swing, those things. Precisely! Except there is one more piece of equipment to be exact.
Stop him with the equipment, huh? Maybe there you come already.
I swore to myself not to repeat my mistakes.
Mistakes?
When somebody's in trouble, you should lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. And now the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving me lightning fast speed. I've been thinking. If we could stop this man from running, maybe we wouldn't get squished. It won't be easy to stop me once the recklessness of youth has taken over.
Stop. Don't know how to get there before he does. Need you to move, missile. Didn't see this coming.
Don't you know the first thing about the globe climber?
Huh?
Even little children treat it with the respect it deserves. They know that unless you spin it gently, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, does look pretty dangerous.
It's like I'm just destined to fly through the air like this for a while.
Might buy some time.
Maybe he'll just keep spinning around like that the whole 4 minutes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I would stand for it that long.
Anyway, at least we stopped him from running for a while. Let's do what we can while we have this chance.
Okay, got all of that. So now what? Okay, these leaflets apparently don't count as the same shape. Oh, that was so close! If it hit the ball, it could have knocked it down.
And all this umbrella can be used for? Knocking the rugby ball down?
Don't forget about my powers! And don't forget about the recklessness of youth!
What the fuck else does this look like?
Diesel, did you see that? Did you see the seesaw?
Yeah, I guess the tire's too heavy to get much height.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it launched me into the air.
That tire does have quite a bit of weight to it.
No matter how heavy it is, I can still swap it.
So, weight isn't a factor when it comes to swapping, huh?
Okay, so we need to leave it as the baseball, so the baseball gets launched into the air. Then, when it gets launched, we swap it with the tire, and the tire knocks the rugby ball out of the air. I guess?
Well, would you look at that? Sure are a whole lot of little round things around here.
Oh boy! That means it's time for me, right? Oh boy! My hair is also round.
Let's see. To use Missile's powers, I just tap that button. I'll try and see what happens. Okay, so you have the tire. Baseball. Change the baseball. Basketball, maybe? I need to wait for it to roll back. Here it comes. See how this works. I have a feeling... No, it should be fine, actually. And let's get a missile into the sphere. And then let's get Cecil in. Back it in, yes. And get in when your mat starts spinning. Right, away he goes. Okay, and then where's the best place for you to hang out? The booth, maybe? Here. Guess have him hang out here? I don't know if I should keep this open or not. We'll find out. Alright, that was too far. Got it. Diesel, did you see that? Did you see the seesaw? Yeah, it really sent that little ball flying, didn't it? Such a pity. It's too bad it didn't hit the rugby ball and knock it down. Maybe it's a little too light to do that. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe we should try sending up something a little heavier. God damn it, I picked the wrong one. Alright, it's the basketball that needs to be on the seesaw. We don't want the tire. We do want basketball. Alright, so same again. We wait for it to spin. Get close enough for us. I'm just wondering, does the tire end up positioned? I think the tire might end up positioned closer. We might want the tire in here. gotta wait for him to get... Wait for him to get onto the dome so Cecil can get onto it. Nice. Wow, I so did not see that coming. Never thought the umbrella would catch the ball. Did you see that? The tree branch, it shook a little. I think I saw it shake too. If only it shook a little more. We'd knock that terrible rugby ball down. From this terrible tree. Maybe it just needs a little more weight. I'm sure we can do this, we just have to put our heads together. Everything looks good so far. We just need one more step. The slight problem now is that I actually can't get the tire in there. Blade swap, but it's not enough weight. Okay, so me swapping the tire around was a mistake. I need the tire to be here. God damn it. This might be the most rewinds we've had to do. Alright, we'll just see now that if Cecil can still make it to the baseball. He should be able to though, because we were able to get there from the basketball last time. Before we started doing the time travel stuff. Alright, good, and we're fine though. Yeah, this should do it. Should be good.
You'll never see it come.
Hey, Doom Training, how you getting on? No. No, stop. Go through the gap. Thank you. There, we moved the ball. Messing around with ROM hacks today? Oh, nice. I think I saw you playing a bit of Mario 64. What do you think, Missile? With the ball there, I think I can do it. Just a few seconds. You'll swap Mino with the leaf. Then, from there, you can swap Mino one more time. Final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready? You bet! Trick time. What? I've pressed the wrong button. Very much pressed the wrong button. Gotta get... No. Gotta get Missile. Need to get him over here? Guess so. So we're trying to rescue Kamala, who is Detective Jowd's daughter. As it turned out, Missile has died previously, again, and has also developed ghost powers. And he rescued her before, but in doing so, he moved this big thing over here and crushed this guy by mistake. And also crushed the music box. So we need that. So we have gone back in time again with Missile. We're now using our superpowers combined to make sure nobody dies this time. Maybe, hopefully. See how it goes. Okay, watch me, Cecil. Here I go. Finishing touches. You can do it, Missile. Swap Mino with that ball. There, how's that?
My head has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods.
Now Mino is right where he belongs. We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Fate averted. Now nobody has to die. Except for one brave little somebody. Huh? I'm talking about you, Missile. Oh, me? Oh, I guess you're right. I'm still dead, aren't I? So, now let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer. What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Kamala. When she was in trouble, I want to be able to help protect Miss Kamala. To do that, I need these powers I have now. I see.
Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that.
Hey, we just saved you. Don't you wish your life away already?
Oh, of course, you're right.
Okay, Missile, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present time, could you give it to her?
Certainly, you have my word.
Let's go back then, to the present. And so, Kamala ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Lynn listened to my story without saying anything. Sorry, I wish there was something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's alright, after all. After all, she has me! Missile? Are you in there? Miss Lynn, leave Miss Kamala to me! I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile? Ah! Oh no! Miss Lynn! No, Missile! Gonna leave it up to Missile. Kinda looks like Missile is being left up to the wind.
Oh! I have something to give you! Stop the park from being turned into a housing site, protect the park, the rock of the gods!
Aren't you forgetting your promise?
Oh, pardon me, pardon me. My apologies, this is for you. Oh.
You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you.
Not at all. I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey, cat's not allowed to get your tongue.
Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be. You met before? Aren't you? Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget. It was 10 years ago in this park.
10 years ago? Are you talking about... Trick time. What are you talking about?
Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we meet once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it?
Could just be coincidence. Apparently, you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago?
Yes, of course. I was actually about to do just that.
What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning?
Don't you know? It's right there in front of us.
Missile? Missile. Wait a minute. You say GOTS, but do you mean DOGS?
Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You are standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument.
Monument? Rock of the Gods, Temsic Park. The Rock of the Gods.
The rock is buried in the ground right here. It's been there 10 years. Ever since that day, it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle.
A miracle? So this rock you've been talking about, is it a meteorite?
Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it.
Me?
That day, I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl.
Eek.
Oh, just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her.
Peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer, I bet it's us. I bet it has to be us, right? That's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish white. Meow. And it sounded like a gunshot, I guess. And took out the guy. Okay, maybe it's not us. And it crashed into the ground. The meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments.
And then I saw it. One of these beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back.
Yeah, okay, it's not us, so.
The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods."
I can't believe it. In fact, I don't believe it.
The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temsic, and still today, it lies sleeping deep in the park's earth.
I never knew about this Temsic. I always thought Detective Jowd was the one who saved me.
You were very young then,
It's only 10 years ago, anyway.
and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't believe, or you wouldn't remember.
Oh, that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. Strange you never heard of it, Lynn. Isn't it? Is it? Yeah, hang on. It is, isn't it? Now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news and I never came back to this park again. Why, I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Temzik after the name of the park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. So I've taken up residence in this park, and I'm trying to appeal to residents in this. Okay, hobo. He's hobo in this park. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission. I see. I'm taking you with me, Missile. So, 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jowd, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temzik thing. And if he knew... And the man died. I took his life. What was that confession of his all about? The rocks of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like the ripples on a pond when a pebble is dropped in. Every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decide to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jowd. You found the music box, Detective Jowd. Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything had been resolved, I had wanted to give you this to him. Him? You mean Inspector Cabanella, right? I don't suppose you'll ever forgive me. Detective Jowd. Now then, let's get this thing over. There's a certain knack in doing it, you know. Yeah, there's a certain knack in it, alright. See? Calls that a knack. Looks more like brute strength to me. Yeah. Here you are. You should find scorch marks on the grip. Scorch marks? Starch masks? When Kamala built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. It's a kind of magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears. Why would little Kamala use something like that? I don't know. Maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In the case report, there was mention of some scorch marks and starch masks. I don't know who's talking here. When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with a picture. If you remember the picture, you should find some scorch marks behind it on the frame, too. Those marks should match up with the ones on the gun. In other words, it proves the contraption existed there in that room that day. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified the design. But that angle was never brought up in court. And so, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. Knew I was right. Wasn't Detective Jowd? Now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. Trick time. Speaking of 10 years ago, the detective, we got some splaining to do. Cecil, you hadn't come to my cell tonight. I would be gone by now without ever having known any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I come into contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. The only reason I was doing it was to regain my own lost memory. Things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow, I just know it. That's why I need to ask you a few more questions. Or to find the truth about this.
Fair enough. Fire away.
Diesel told me all about it, Detective Jowd. About the manipulator.
Yes. And it looks like this manipulator really did a number on the minister, too.
Arr! Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Cecil, do you think that's what happened to me too?
What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were a manipulator too.
There was always a part of me that just couldn't believe it. That image of the one who shot Maya. The image of the one who shot me. See, I don't know who's talking in this scene. Now I see the possibility of a new explanation. But who is it, and why did they do it? That contraption was a birthday surprise for Kamala's mother, wasn't it?
That's right.
Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere. Surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine. Right, I knew it. See, Detective Jowd?
No, I'm afraid I don't see.
I told Detective Jowd about it. The dog's the real main character. Absolutely. Missile is fantastic. I love that character. He doesn't show up enough. Anytime Missile is not on screen, everyone should be asking, where's Missile? Told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place.
It's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town. I've never even heard of the place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption.
You haven't? That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? Detective Jowd. You must have heard this name before. Temzik. The meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. You were there.
So you found out about that, did you?
Heard that meteorite saved Lynn's life.
That's right. I couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day.
But in that case, I don't get it. If it's true, doesn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away? What are you talking about? Detective Jowd, you told me that 10 years ago, the person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you. What? But it was the meteorite.
I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away. No question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer.
That's not true. You were trying to save me.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it.
Huh?
On that day, 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place.
Another place?
Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation. A worse sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
I happened to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park. Hold it right there. I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him bad. That warning shot made him panic. At the time, I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and get you involved, Lynn. It was all my fault.
Detective Jowd.
All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Lynn.
So the man who grabbed me that day.
These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was fate, my punishment for what I'd done.
Oh shit. I painted pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and didn't want to forget. Whose portrait has he painted before? And tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. The final face. The face of the man in the park that day. Wait just a minute. That can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. Hit me. It was my face. Are you telling me I was the man in the park that time? That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole, of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene. Hold on, Detective Jowd. That can't be true. I just met Caesar for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me. By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day by isn't Caesar. What? From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy? No, come back to this. This is too important. Mr. Minister!
Inspector Cabanella, where are you?
Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand.
What? Demand?
Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. Once you've confirmed it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage.
What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanella? And you know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted?
Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait our call. What is it, Mr. Minister? You look paler than ever.
What in the world? What's going on, Inspector Cabanella?
The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. And even now, the chain continues to grow ever longer. Inspector Cabanella's call proved that to us. The greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am I? Even further from knowing that when I started. Ding. Alright, I think that's chapter 16 or 16. 14. That's I think it's 17 chapters. I don't want to be in a position where we're doing like one chapter the next time we do this, so trick. Chapters. It has 18 chapters, so there's 4 chapters left. Yeah, that's fine. Do that in another stream, so we'll call it there for today, so that we have enough in the next. No, we won't. We'll do one more. "10 years ago, a man named Cecil took a little girl named Lynn hostage, and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Tonight, a man named Cecil met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard on the edge of town, and then was killed by a bullet. The scene I find waiting for me on the other end of the phone line is like the final nail in the coffin of my lost memory." Huh? I see. My myself. Fucking voice did I give this guy?
There you are, Commander Sith, finally! Cecil, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking everywhere for you.
Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? Sure went out of their way to mess me up.
I say, I believe we fulfilled every one of your conditions in our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside our bargain?
We can talk about that when we get together.
This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Cecil.
Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mystery is deep. But I know it's always darkest before the dawn.
Yes, we're nearing the final stages of our little deal, my good man. Yes, sir, all preparations are complete, sir. And we just had a report, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir. Have they now? By all means, let me have a look. Yes, we're very close.
We will now disconnect from the communication cable and have no service until we arrive, sir.
Very well.
What? Nice try, Inspector Cabanella. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. Magic time. So, that submarine guy and his people have a deal going with me, do they? That's the case. They probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. I think I better talk to him. Hey, you think you could wake up for me? Still unconscious, huh? Guess he hasn't been dead for very long, then. I'll just go ahead and go back to 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I might see there, though. But that's where I'm gonna find my answers. I can't run away from it. You ever want to do voice acting? Want to? Yes. Capable? No. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. That's a good boy. Gee, a hostage sure is a handy thing. Gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. What's the matter? All those broken bones, smart a bit? What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive? Why are you doing this? Now, is that any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago. Don't be ridiculous. It was a meteorite that stole your life, or have you forgotten that? Wrong. I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd. He chased me down and forced me to a corner, even though I was innocent. Lynn, that girl who was right there when I was running. Lynn? She was just an innocent little girl playing in the park. That brat hadn't been there, I never would have thought of taking a hostage. It's the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard. And finally, you, Inspector Cabanella. Me? If you had done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. You were so proud of your spotless record. And my case was one blot on it, wasn't it? Only two people know the real truth. Me and Detective Jowd. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? One of the people who knew about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are. I have nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Wow. Hey, gods! Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless white coat. This was another condition of my deal. Wipe out everybody who knew about Timsic. Okay. That's a good fucking trick. Revenge? That's what I'm up to? None of this makes any sense. Hey, man. Mind telling me what's going on? Inspector Cabanella, he's awake. My head is spinning, baby. Am I to understand Cabanella character who just got shot is me? That's right. And you're supposed to be the scoundrel there who just shot me? I guess so. But you couldn't be, could you? Huh? After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So, who are you? I guess I just have to face it. I'm not that Cecil guy. I'm somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. At the very least, you have information about that guy in red. Information I need. So you came on a rescue mission now, did you? Nothing like the sound of that, baby. Well, there's a very important life here somewhere, a life valuable to this nation. Okay, do your thing, baby. Trick time. So are you a manipulator too? I have ghost tricks, powers of the dead, yeah, but can't control living creatures. Anywho, I think you'd better be very careful. That guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. You're right, I better be careful. Look at him. Is that something emanating from his body? Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead? Top of his bookshelf is lined with books. This one on the top is balanced so precariously, it's a wonder it doesn't fall off. How did the old pigeon guy even reach up here? I wonder if he makes his pigeon fetch it for him. Uh-oh. What's going on? Never seen the ghost world like this. So you're here, are you? Sense my presence. Oh dear. You don't look directly at the camera. I noticed you. Think you can stop me, do you? I don't know why you're wearing my face. But you might as well give up now. I control everything. Damn it. Everything. Including the life of this police inspector in white. wait, don't shoot! Crap. This other me knows the powers of the dead well.
Who wouldn't notice what you just did? You were practically shouting, "Look at me, baby!"
It might be hard to save you under these circumstances. Can't use my powers right in front of him like that. I guess I better rewind the clock and see if I can pick up any other clues. Time. Right, he didn't care about that. Who the fuck destroyed this room? Look at this place. A world happened here.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here. And now, there's another death lying hidden here.
What? Another death?
Didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very important life valuable to the nation here?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about yourself. I thought you were talking about you.
Huh. I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby.
Hey, come to think of it, where is that old pigeon guy? Time. Eat.
There he is. Excuse me.
Are you awake?
Of course. I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat I know of.
Lost his memory.
I'm not the type who likes losing things. But never mind that. Cabanella, this is quite a surprising guest you've brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place.
Are you talking about me?
Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. Said he came to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Pitiful.
Ah, that hurts. Anyway, now we'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death, I guess. In order to change your fate, that is.
But are we already in the past, man?
We can go back even further. I've done it before. You have to go deeper. Still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanella. But if we go back further, maybe I'll find a lead.
How many times do I have to tell you, Professor? This place is dangerous. Don't be daft. I can't leave now. He's completely dead, but just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. This is the source of his powers. If I remove it... He's not dead, he's just not there. True form of the manipulator isn't something you can detect, it's a spirit. Ridiculous.
So you figured it all out, huh? Undertaker style? You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanella. So it's really true. You're... I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's all just like he said. I died 10 years ago. His body's just a vessel. A shell. I control everything. Shell, people. Just like I control the Justice Minister and Lynn.
So it's true. You were manipulating my baby that time. You made her shoot your shell. But why? Why would you do a thing like that?
Greater conclusive evidence. You know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer, too. She'll suffer just like Joe did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudge against you. I'm even grateful to you.
Oh yeah? Well, why don't you let me live then?
I'll be leaving this country forever tonight. But before I do, I need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. This time, the thing will work the way it was meant to. And it'll all be over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way.
Professor, look out! Dynamite, huh? When the devil did he put that there? He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear.
His corpse disappeared?
That medical examiner, remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter. He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab, but he'd already made a deal with the manipulator to meet him and give him the body back. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, baby. Saw through their plan, huh? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and bought him off.
Bought him off?
I had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were powers of the dead. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn.
And I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. Something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me tonight. He said that spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here?
No time for thinking now, baby. Action is the name of the game. Work your magic and take us back, even further into the past.
Trick time.
Alright, man. Jump in there and stop that explosion, would you?
Easy enough for you to say.
Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way. Fair enough. Then jump in there and take care of the man in red, would you?
I repeat, easy enough for you to say.
And most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye. Well, what do you propose then, Prof? Pray tell. Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing.
Easy enough for you to say. Shh, what's with all these people?
Anywho, jump in there and do something.
Alright, I guess drop him in here? Is what I should do? What world is this thing?
This device has that meteorite data entered into it. If it detects Temsic radiation, it responds. Got that, kid? Isn't it a lovely thing?
Yes, sometimes it's important not to think about things too much.
Huh, what a sorry pair.
Come on, Girdle. Okay, I can't reach it.
Fool, what do you think you're doing?
Just thought I'd try it out.
If you do, you're going to set that contraption in motion.
Oh yeah.
I just thought, he just thought he'd blow me up. Is that what he thought?
That was my bad. There aren't a whole lot of things I can use my tricks on in this room. Alright, I think what we're gonna do is when the explosion happens, we just open this trapdoor and he lands on it. I don't think he's standing on it is the problem. See, he moves. I get him to go back there. Leaving this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room.
As you perhaps have already noticed, time is running out, baby.
No perhaps about it, I know. But you know, there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my ghost tricks on in here.
Looks like it's all over.
Unless I find another path, I'm sort of at a deadlock here. Cecil. I know that voice. Okay, I don't know who this is supposed to be then. Help me. Where are you? Find me.
Or I'm carried away.
Huh?
Who's the frail sounding call for help?
He's here somewhere.
Friend of yours?
Yeah, a little guy who looks like a little fragile, but has strength that'd surprise you.
He's asking you to find him. Before he's carried away, no less. I think it might be Missile.
Almost out of time. Should I look for him? No use. I can't. Ah, shit. I can't open it.
Does the fact the professor is standing on it have anything to do with it? They look small, but I'm pretty heavy set.
I'm so proud of that fact, too.
This door. Such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life can be so hard. Wouldn't you agree, Professor?
Yeah, that's why we're both dead. Door that opens downward, huh? Well, there's not a whole lot I can do now, I think.
He's all...
There he is again.
Farewell. Sounds like your little pal was carried away.
Where was he?
Maybe you should have tried to find him somehow. Maybe you should have looked around, you know, from corner to corner, baby.
Now what? Maybe I should start over. Son of a bitch.
Alright, I'm assuming it's Missile?
Here he is. Diesel, here I am! Oh, hey, it's Missile! What are you doing there? You really have to ask? Seriously, are you really going there? No, that's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. You help me out? Of course! Here, let me come join you. Okay, here I am, Cecil. Now maybe things will flow in a new direction. Even though the flow of the sewer is a little bit stinky. Trick time. Okay, let's stop that explosion. No, we can't do that. Okay, let's take care of that man in the red then. No, we can't do that either. We can't do this, we can't do that. What can we do? We let the explosion happen. Then we rescue the old pigeon guy without the man in the red doing noticing. Your powers are the key to it all, Missile. Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. Talking about a matter of seconds, we can't miss our chance. Right, what do I do with you? They don't connect. I don't want to talk to Cecil. There's this ball, but okay, wait, I can reach that. Those squeaky guys making a fuss about something. Diesel, my animal instincts are starting to surface. You mean you want to chase them? I think you have to be alive to do that. Must be some kind of rat feast in that trash can. Things usually make a bigger commotion than that. Bigger commotion, huh? Okay. Now that's what I'd call some proper commotion. They're making that trash can dance. Truth be told, I feel a bit like dancing now myself. Getting harder and harder to hold my wild instincts back. What a dangerous bunch. Trick time. I don't know how this is gonna help, but okay. Do you remember how to use my powers? Yes, I do. Yeah, you can swap things. They're the same shape, right? Well, to be precise, I can swap things that look like they have the same shape. What's the difference? As I was being carried by the wind and falling into the river, I realized something. If you look at a thing from a different angle, it looks different. You know, that's a pretty good point. For a little doggy who came up with the sewage. Okay, so this doesn't look like this anymore? Is that what we're getting from it? That's why it can't be swapped? So what does it look like now? Is it that this looks like a toolbox? Maybe? From a certain angle? I can't reach it though. Professor, look out! Alright, too late. To save you without the other me noticing. And the moment of truth is just as the explosion occurs. We can do it, Cecil! I know we can! Key to success here is the little doggy's powers. I better rewind. Okay. Oh. I might have to swap it with the ball instead of the tire. Oops, no, not that one. I should have kept an eye on it when it was falling over. Okay. That's when to do it. Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you. I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. I don't mind. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. I might make it hurt a little, but when I move you, quite a bit actually. Damn you.
I can't believe it. People had actually pulled it off.
Sorry, Inspector Kavanaugh. I couldn't do anything to help you.
And there I am, a poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is. Nothing like it, baby. Yes, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace here. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead, not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that right about now, the real me is giving the poor Justice Minister a real fright.
Oh, that phone call. Yeah, he was pretty upset.
Excuse me, mister? You really shouldn't be mean like that. What's this lively little creature?
Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Kamala safe. Or He would be, if he was actually still full of life.
Kamala. Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. A poor little girl taken hostage. It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait just a minute, Miss Kamala is a hostage? Yeah, we're sorry, little warrior. Is Kamala a hostage? What's a hostage?
Anyway, Inspector Cabanella, it's time to save your life now.
But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right? But this time it's different, right, Cecil?
That's right. With us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Kamala, okay?
Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought.
Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanelli is upstairs. Our first step is to get up there.
Cecil, I'll go up first and wait for you. Okay, lovey-dove, we need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it.
Magic time. Ugh. Alright, I'm up.
There you are, Cecil.
Sorry for the wait, missile. 4 minutes from now, the Inspector will be killed by a gun.
You just jumped in there and stopped him from firing, would you?
There you go again with that stuff.
Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way.
Wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanella without him noticing.
That's even worse than last time.
Anywho, jump in there and do something. Okay, I'm ready. Jump in, Cecil. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap this button.
Check time.
Alright, how do I get out of this?
Okay, I gotta get there. I'm actually stuck. I can't go anyway. I gotta wait for the kettle to fall, I think. Where is... Okay, he's here, right? Anything past that? Okay. So these two hats can be swapped. I can somehow get them to reach each other? Okay, I'm just gonna leave... I'll leave Missile there for a second. I think we kind of have to wait for the kettle to go off before I can even move. Okay, now what though? Let's see if they have anything to say to each other.
So, Cecil, could you explain something to me? Exactly how did the man in white die?
He got shot with a gun.
Gun, huh? I've always wondered about those things. How come people die when they hear that loud bang?
Why do they? I don't remember.
Oh, brother, I hope I never lose my memory. Mr. Whitecoat here died because he got shot with a bullet. Bullet? Little lump of metal. It proves fatal when it gets lodged in his head. Aha, I get it. It's like a little tiny Mino, right?
Yeah, something like that, I guess. Different shape, though.
In that case, I ought to be able to use my powers on it to save the man in white. Hey, good news, eh, Whitecoat? Anybody here just call me Cabanella? Oh, did you see that? That bad Cecil turned around.
have to call him that? But yeah, maybe this is our chance to try some ghost tricks. This is the only time he takes his eyes off me, too.
If you have something to do, do it now.
I have to take the first steps towards saving the inspector. Fuck. Ah, shit. Oh, what's going on? I've never seen the ghost. Yes, we have. So you're here, are you? Let's just go back. I guess he hears it fall, maybe? What was that? Nothing. Okay, now what? Is it enough that the hard hat looks like a helmet? Sorry, is it enough like the... Is it enough that the hard hat looks kind of like a bullet? Is that what we're going for? We're just gonna swap the two of them? I got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Okay, we can't jump into it while this is happening. Move this. Me in here. Move this.
Yikes, I'm a little scared right now. Why didn't he die? Because he's already dead. He died 10 years ago. I knew full well he wouldn't die if I shot him.
Why did you go to the trouble of shooting him at all?
Time's almost up. That's enough chit-chat.
Now the situation has changed slightly. These last split seconds are our chance. This was another condition of my deal. I bet everybody who knew about Timsic.
It's going to shoot. It's too late. It's no use. Even with my powers, there's nothing I can do.
See anything to swap the bullet with?
Guess you didn't make it in time. What?
Okay.
The hat, no? Does that not work?
If I want to save the Inspector White without that guy noticing, there's something about that bullet after it's fired. I could swap it with something, you know? Guess I better look for something with the same shape. I don't understand. I thought it did do that. Just thinking, if I knock the steel hat off, then put the knit hat in its place, then swap them, then the knit hat would be at its feet. That end up being the same shape as a bullet then? I don't know. Nothing to say to you, you'd never listen anyway. Well, would you look at that? Right on the hook! I love knit hats, so warm and most of all, soft. Hey, now that I'm looking at it, that hat is the same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. I thought so. No, 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 no. No. Stop it. Now it looks like a bullet, right? It's right fucking there, though. Alright, maybe if I don't knock the steel hat off, see what that does? And after that, if I can't figure it out, I'm just gonna look it up. I don't know what that challenge is. This probably means jumping about the place so much. I don't think that helped at all. Bringing the book over here gonna do anything? Probably not. Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging in midair between the gun and the inspector's fire. What did I do different? Now's our chance! I'm hearing the bullet right now! Let's swap this little thing with something else. But why? It's our only hope. There's gotta be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. No. No. Hurry now! Swap that hanging bullet with something else! I know. It's this, but I can't fucking get to the... Oh my god! No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Unless they think it's the hat. Donk. Oh. He died anyway, of course he did. Alright, so we need to leave the knit hat up and then not swap it. That didn't go well. I tried swapping what we could find, but we made things worse. Oh, nice, kids. Not nice at all. You put a dent in my lovely mask. I guess you better look for something softer to swap with. Alright. I had the hat sitting on the thing, right? On the hook, and they said it didn't count. So what's the deal with that? wonder was the issue that when I let the hat slide down onto the hook, there were no steps left, I guess, and he got shot. I had to have that. I had to have it prepared ahead of time. Alright. If it doesn't work this time, I honestly don't know what the issue is.
I don't think he noticed. It's like you pulled off another magic disappearing act.
And now I say again, I love knit hats, so warm and most of all, soft. Did I do all right?
You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life.
And I'll keep doing it too. Over and over.
What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for.
It was much longer than 4 minutes. You're being very generous. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So you two were working together? That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us.
I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all.
Okay, let's hurry back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Kamala. You're right, Missile. And there's a certain guy I have to follow, too. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left. And now, a new story is about to unfold in a new present.
How are you feeling, you old crazy character?
Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, right, like I'm going to believe that. So what, the guy in red is gone, huh?
Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys come through for us. I'm just gonna stay down here. Damn it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. Free time. I knew things were gonna end up like this. I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. I might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, sorry, I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there, within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. Guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. Revenge. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago.
Ah, he's a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame.
What about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd forced me into a corner. Lynn. Third, the girl who was playing in the park. Finally you, Inspector Cavanella. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yeah, 10 years ago on that day, Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. They called in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. Then I did it. I made two very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it.
Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell.
But
I'd just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement, but I was too green. I pushed him too hard, I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. Then I made another mistake on top of it.
Cabanella, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report.
Got it, I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. That's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun.
How could you?
He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place. Okay, sure, it's splitting hairs here a little. We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication.
Overseas communication.
For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. America? He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office.
Those two inmates at the special prison.
He kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then finally, we pinpointed where they were gonna meet tonight and staked it out.
That restaurant, the chicken kitchen.
The manipulator plans on leaving the country tonight on a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal.
Submarine?
We haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. Terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands.
Right.
Highly unlikely they'd use him for peaceful purposes. Now they have that little girl as a hostage.
Kamala.
We have to stop him before he leaves the country.
This spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you?
Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life.
In your life?
After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel, head of the Special Investigation Unit. Because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the manipulator case.
Manipulator case? That's why you cared your record so much? Of course! Why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Jowd shooting Alma? I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story, some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder, everything in my power. Then I finally found the answer. Took 5 long years, though. The manipulator. He's gonna prove that Jowd is innocent. Incredible determination. Turns out he's not a huge asshole. There's one thing I just don't understand. You were so determined to help Detective Jowd. Why didn't you help him escape from prison? Oh, that's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. He himself has to be executed, you know? As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped, legally. That's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. That's it, huh? There's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. Ah, it's a little misunderstanding. My baby will come around, give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute?
Haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. Used to be part of the police.
The police, huh?
Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing. Oh wait, that's me.
That's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more?
Oh yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity too.
Yes, because you're clearly not the guy in the corpse. So who the fuck are you? Guess it makes sense now that he doesn't have his memory. Is he like brand new? There was a cat earlier in the game that we haven't seen again since. So I'm wondering now, are we the cat? And it's the reason we can't remember anything is because we're having some personality conflict or something.
That's the only way I can describe it too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right. No question about that. There wasn't a scratch on him.
Not a scratch. But I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment.
I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. Couldn't perform the autopsy.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. That's how it went, and no scarring or blood either. I never had the chance to solve the mystery.
That's because the corpse up and vanished on us.
The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen the body. There is one way the corpse could have disappeared.
What's that? Just fucking walked out and left.
It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him.
Didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove.
The corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got some reading for some kind of radiation coming off that body.
Radiation.
I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown.
Wait a minute. Could it be?
That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to that park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. Just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse.
Alright, so this is why Missile was able to have powers? 'Cause he died literally on top of the meteorite?
At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case. Thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here.
Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush?
It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here.
I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temzik. Is that you, baby?
Who are you to be calling anyone an oddball?
I was investigating the manipulator case then. Then I heard there was a man who'd quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet. We knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. One of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "Most of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and Temzik were somehow connected.
Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers. The manipulator birthday surprise a little girl had made for her mother.
He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Kamala. So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Jowd?
That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device. There was just one part of it I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried.
Kamala told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have, made an impossible move.
I added that part to the device I recreated. Put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire.
That must mean somebody manipulated Kamala's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Dr. Cabanella! Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me. That cool cat inspector you always looked up to. See the image he had of him? Dr. Cabanella, I'm sorry. I just heard. Chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jowd. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. That's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight, I really thought we finally had him. My body gave out on me right at the critical moment. Like a cruel joke. Oh. But the joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Jode! The minister called off the execution order. While he was at it, he let Detective Chow go free until tomorrow morning, too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it. Sorry I took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else run around and then you swoop in at the last second. "5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. Promised to give it back to you one day." Been waiting so long, Detective Chowd. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me. Just what I needed, thank you. Glad you liked it. Cecil, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Can you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow, you'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please? Okay. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabanella. It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am more than ever. But now, I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. Okay, that one chapter took like an hour and a half. Anyway, now we really will leave it there. Right. That was Foley Fables, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Thanks for sticking with me, Doom Training, and anyone who's hanging around, lurking in the background. Appreciate it. Keep me company. I can't do these streams for too long because I very foolishly gave Cecil a gravelly voice, and it actually hurts quite a bit. Probably should have rethought that one. Anyway, I didn't realize there'd be so much talking in the game. Still, like, I'm enjoying it anyway. There's like 3 chapters left. Probably enough for a full stream. It's kind of what I'm gonna call it here. No stream tomorrow. Right now, anyway. That might change. It's supposed to have D&D. That might fall through. I may or may not stream afterwards. I don't know. Wednesday, Thursday, we're gonna double up on Final Fantasy 16. Because I think we're pretty close to the end of it, so we might just do one last push and we might get through to it. Friday, no stream, but D&D again, maybe. May or may not come through. We're playing 2 different games. Saturday, we are gonna go back to my franchise playthrough of Resident Evil. So we're gonna start Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. We have played the original Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil 2, the remake, the original Resident Evil 4, and the Resident Evil 4 remake. So, going back to do Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the OG, and then I haven't decided if we'll do the Resident Evil 3 remake, or if we'll just keep going and go on to Code Veronica after that. The D&D machine. Yeah, I know. So much D&D. Or not, because it keeps falling through, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, Yeah, I haven't decided if we'll do the Resident Evil 3 remake afterwards or if we'll do Code Veronica. I don't know yet. We'll see when we get there. I am going to alternate, though, the Resident Evil franchise playthrough with the Final Fantasy franchise playthrough. Because if I don't really stick to the Final Fantasy one, we'll be at it for years. So I kind of have to make time for it. Anyway, that's it from me for today, though. So thanks again, Doom Train Inc. And if you were lurking in the background, appreciate it as well. If you want to catch up on previous entries in Foley Fables, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, you can find them over on youtube.com/DoomTrain5, as well as a bunch of other entries in the Foley Fables series, which is a Let's Play series where we play games for their story, mostly. As well as a bunch of other Let's Play series, just the standard Foley Plays Let's Play series, which is just random games. The Foley Plays Games a Bit series, which is impressions, usually the first 2 or 3 hours of a new game, and we just try it out. And as I said, the franchise playthroughs for Final Fantasy and Resident Evil are over there as well. Right, I am going to head off. Have a good rest of your evening, and hopefully see you Wednesday for Final Fantasy 16. Bye-bye.